Are you someone who's looking to build your business? Are you looking to build a brand? Are you looking to make an impact in people's lives? Let me just tell you, today's episode with Oliver North, motivational speaker, incredible businessman, and an incredible human being, is going to be the episode for you. We dived into everything from his upbringing with really finding his way out of foster care, not only going to college, but graduating with his master's in an unprecedented amount of time, and then really stepping out on faith to not just build a message, but really move into his mission. Today's episode is going to leave you enthralled. It's riveting, and it's one of my favorites. Spend some time with us in the next hour and a half, and you could just thank me later. Oliver North.
Yes, sir.
We in the building, man.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're in your building. This is what I love, man. Your style. As soon as I walked in, I said, man, this is different. This is inspiring. This is a man that understands who he is, understands his mission, understands his style. It's going to create a space that allows him to feel alive so that he can go help other people feel alive. Man, we appreciate you inviting us in.
Man, welcome, brother. Man, thank you for coming, man. This is I'm excited, bro. And I always say, man, to inspire, one must be inspired. So,
And we saw that, man. We saw it in just in every single space. This is what I realized when I came in. I was just looking around. I said, this is a man that details matter. Everything is where it's supposed to be. like even as we sat up here, I saw you. We got the helmet, and I said, "This is a man of detail, man. How did you get like that? Like, have you always been like that? Did you have to develop it?"
yeah. If I'm being honest, man, there was so much instability in my childhood. I didn't have control over anything. So I was moving in other people's homes, and I never really got to set up my room like you know what I'm saying, your posters that you want, and you know what I'm saying. So I didn't even know what my style or anything would be like.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So as I started to like get my own spaces, I wanted to be able to curate things that inspired me when I walked in, reminded me of how hard I'm working, and inspire those around me. I want folks to walk in and feel like,
Yeah, this is dope.
okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
what you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love it. Well, diving into a little bit of your background,
Yeah.
because I had to do my homework. So I went on your YouTube and I went all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I said, this is a man that's always had a message.
Yeah.
And so, motivational speaker, top of the game, 7-figure business entrepreneur, founder of Only Thoughts of Ownership.
Yeah.
You are out there, I think, doing things that a lot of people wish that they could do, but never actually get to do. Tell us a little bit about your background, because it is one, once I started digging into it, I just said it to you, maybe like 10 minutes ago. I said, the fact that you and I are sitting here overlooking this view, I don't know if you guys can see this view that's behind me, but this is crazy. The fact that we're sitting here it's crazy.
And I mean, you say that, right? And for us to be having this conversation with cameras and lights and everything set up is crazy. And honestly, when I walk in the door every day, I'm like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a former foster kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of 14 children. My mother was a single mother of 9 kids. Both my parents were addicted to drugs. Both my parents sold drugs. My mother learned how to sell pills when she was 7 years old.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So if that gives you an understanding of my mother's upbringing and you bring it to my upbringing, I went to 5 different foster homes before I was 6. You know what I'm saying? Second grade, I went to one school. Third grade, I went to a different school. Fourth grade, I went to a different school. Fifth grade, I went to a different school and moved cities. Sixth grade, I moved cities. Ninth grade, I went to a different school and moved states. 11th grade, I moved states. So that level of instability, you know what I'm saying? Every time my favorite thing to do is to drive into LA around dusk, where the lights start to transition into the building lights and the city lights. And I like to see the city light up, because that wasn't ever in my experience. When we lived, it was dull, or, you know what I'm saying, rough most of the time. So it's always crazy. Always crazy, man.
So how do you cope? How do you survive? How do you thrive in situations like that? Because it's so, you guys had to be here for behind the scenes, because behind the scenes was so amazing, just the conversations. But even speaking to your niece, and I brought up, how do you not fall into being a product of your environment? And I felt you have a visceral response too. I could see you out of the corner of my eye when I said product of your environment. How do you not fall into that? Because statistically, you're not supposed to be here, especially with all this instability. What happened? Was there somebody that stepped into your life? Did you watch a TV show? Did some random mentor show up? Like, how did that happen?
Well, let me push back, right? I am a product of my environment. That's exactly what I am. You know what I'm saying? Mac Capone, Crip, from the town, he taught me how to swim, right? Albeit the hood way, right? I was tossed in and I had to, you feel me?
Figure it out. That's how it was for me.
But those foster homes, when our apartment burned down when I was in the 4th grade, and me and my brothers would run into the apartment because we were thinking our little sisters is in there. We about to just go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When we were sleeping at Ganesha Park, when we stayed in a motel, the Red Roof Inn, for a year, that I am a product of that. You know what I'm saying? And those things shaped me. But what happened was I had to begin to look at the situation and circumstance different. So I could choose to be a victim of those situations, or I could be victorious in this situation. And what's the difference? So when I started studying successful people, it was between the ears. In the streets, we move with energy here. We move with energy here, not so much here. And between the ears is where I learned, oh, this is how you get to dictate what your reality is. And when I read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker,
Great book.
He talked about thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, and actions lead to results. And I didn't see him build on that concept. And I put that in my playbook, man. And going back on it, I remembered, oh, I've been doing this all along. So if you notice, the title of my company is Only Thoughts of Ownership. Because if I think like an owner, I'll feel like an owner, my actions will move like an owner, and my results will be that of an owner. So as a kid and going through my circumstances, I had to learn how to put my mind in a space where I wasn't a victim of this situation, and life isn't happening to me, it's happening for me.
How do you get there? As a child, man, I'm just trying to figure this out, because like I've had, I think, an interesting upbringing, but I didn't move in the 1st grade, the 2nd grade, the 3rd grade, the 4th grade, and all the way up to whatever. Like, I'm just like, because clearly, like, in these conversations, we're really trying to figure out what makes you different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what makes the difference. How are you? Most people would have got gobbled up.
Yes. You need some grace, because there's many times where if a cop hits this corner or this goes another way, I don't make it here like this, right? Or maybe in this time frame. But I think from my understanding and my experiences, you need a target and you can't hit what you can't see. So I just needed a target. And for me, the earliest target was playing ball. When I played football, that was an opportunity for me to go out and get celebrated. In the hood, you don't get celebrated like that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't coming in with straight A's all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
We definitely
you know what I'm
not
saying?
doing that.
Parent-teacher conferences ain't looking too good. But the first time I hit somebody really hard, I saw everybody go crazy. My brothers were, my mom, everybody was lit, and I was like,
Oh, there it is.
I want to do this again.
Yeah.
And so when I started playing sports, that's when my uncle D-Rock, I was terrible my first year, but I was happy to be out there. And he saw that I had natural talent, and he was a boxer, so he used to take his sons, Lil D-Rock, Chucky, he used to take them to run hills. And he was like, yeah, you coming with us. At 5:30 in the morning, we running hills and ladders, and we started training, and that was different. So the next year I came back, and I was this monster, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, that connected, like, oh, I did things that everybody isn't doing, and that made me better. Okay, I got to keep doing. I don't know what I just got to keep doing things like this.
Yeah.
So in any endeavor, I started trying to find what are the things that everybody isn't doing to make you better. And I just started trying to apply that in every phase in life if I could.
So you ended up going to college.
Yep.
Played ball in college. We have talk to us about what I'm looking at here, because for those of you guys that are just listening to the podcast and not watching us, we strategically have, and I say strategically because there's a story behind, like there's a method behind this madness.
Yeah.
On one side, we have a football helmet, and on the other side, we have an award. Talk to us about what this means and what this means to you.
You know, the helmet is my most prized possession in terms of awards. It's a Scout Team Player of the Year award. Now, most people be like, "Bro, you was on the Scout team.
You was on the Scout team? What happened?"
Was we?
Yeah.
You still? Why you got that, bro? But you know, it signifies my struggle getting to college. It signified my mindset shift that I had to have while I was in college. I was the last person admitted to my university. That's not me guessing.
Right.
They literally like, yo, if we don't get you registered today,
Yes.
we may not be able to get you in, right? So I made my own highlight tape. Me and my brother Hood, we drove around to different schools, drop off my highlight tape before we was about to go to Mount Sac. So when I got there, I'm thinking I'm going to a step above a junior college. I don't know this is a 4-year private institution in Azusa Pacific University. I had no, even though I only lived technically 20 minutes from that in a hotel.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this place existed.
Lived in a motel 20 minutes from there.
The Red Roof Inn, right off the 210 and the 57.
Come on.
So my first day, I thought we were going for practice.
Sure.
And my coach was like, "No, son, this is fall camp.
Yeah,
you stay in the dorms. We go through camp.
Right.
And then the year starts and you move into your permanent dorm and then you go to school." And I'm like, "Coach, all I got is the clothes in my car."
Yeah.
I didn't even have a home. I was living with my boy's family, and all I had was the clothes in my Camaro. You know what I'm saying? My roommate had to lend me his bed sheet. You know, when your parents get you the comforter set, there's like a little extra bed sheet. That's what I slept with on night one. So my mind in getting to play, I had to adjust to, I'm in college now. I don't know nobody here. I barely made it here. So it took me a minute to kind of hit my stride. And one day it just clicked for me. And I was like, I get to go up against the number one defense every day. That means all of the coaches are going to see me every day.
Yeah.
And if I go off against the number one defense, they ain't got no choice.
Yeah, I got it.
But to start looking at me for the main squad because I'm killing your number one defense. So I was like, every day I come out here, I'm giving it. It was my Super Bowl every day.
Right.
So I'm walking, hey, who's stopping me today? Hey, you know what I'm saying? And that was that separator. I needed my mind to shift. Like, I'm about to flash on camera every day. So if I could be Reggie Bush in practice,
man, let's
eventually they gon', you know what I'm saying? So that scout team player is so a prestigious award to me because it represented what I had to go through. And then receiving the Taleo Award, which that being the most prestigious award in the school's history, when I was a senior, was it solidified my thinking. It let me know, oh yeah, that's how you do it, because it's not about where you start, which is a symbol of my whole life.
Sure.
I was supposed. You said, I was supposed to be there anyway.
No.
So. But if I could get my mind in a space of understanding what I need to do for my goal, everything else will come. So because I was a steward of the scout team, I was a steward of the live action, even though I only played four games in back-to-back seasons my junior and senior year. They still gave me the award because of my commitment through my mentality. And that's how I started developing something I call mindset acceleration.
I love it. We're going to get into that. Before we get into that, I saw something on you that said you got your bachelor's and your master's within like a crazy short amount of time. And I was trying to figure out how the hell, like, how does that even happen? Explain that.
It's a classic case of monkey see, monkey do.
Okay.
So, one of my homegirls from high school, her name is Tiffany Parker. Amazing track athlete. She's the reason I went to APU.
Okay.
We talking on AIM one night, and she like, where you going to school? Because she's 2 years older than me. And I was like, I don't know. I ain't getting recruited. I fell out with my coach. You know what I'm saying? We was at odds. I was a knucklehead. And she was like, I had just talked to her about transferring school. She transferred from New Mexico to APU. And she was like, you should come here. I know you get on the team. I'll talk to the coaches, and then you could just transfer D1 from here.
Right.
So her roommate is actually who helped me get enrolled into school.
Okay.
So once I got to APU, I did my bachelor's degree in 4 years in political science, and Tiffany did the same. But she ended up going to grad school. And when I was an undergrad, I sat down I was a political science major. I was like, if I don't go to league, I want to be either a defense attorney to defend all my homeboys, or a sports agent for all my partners that's going pro. You know what I'm saying? So when I sat down with my criminal law professor, who's now the DA of Riverside County, he was like, if any of y'all want to pick my brain or ask questions, before you graduate, take me up on there. So I did. We went to lunch, and what he told me there let me know I probably don't want to do that. So Tiffany went to grad school, and she did this master's program. So just as she got me into APU, she introduced me to who was in the business department. And I went to find out what were the prerequisites I needed to meet to get into grad school. And she introduced me to Roxanne Helm, who's a mentor of mine that also helped me develop my curriculum. And they were like, if you do this, you could get in. And it was an accelerated program, and I redshirted my freshman year. So since I redshirted, I had that extra year of eligibility. So it just all sort of worked out, but I was really following her.
Right.
And because it was an accelerated program, I was able to get my master's degree by the time I was 23.
It's just another example of how you said you just like you needed to be able to see it?
Yeah.
Like just show me. I think you said like I needed an arrow,
I needed a target.
a target.
Yeah.
And that was just another example in life where, okay, there's a target there. I see there's a path. Let me get on that path. Let me follow it. So like let me follow it.
It looks like success is over there.
Yeah.
You know, what I got over here, I don't know about, but success looks like it's over there. So
Let's go
what I
see
got to
what
do
that's
to do
about.
that?
So how'd you get into speaking, man? I consumed immediately after we connected. I went to YouTube and I was like, let me see. And I'm sitting there and I'm ready to run through a wall. And I think I'm an okay speaker.
Yeah.
I said, I cannot hold a candle to this dude. How did that come about? Who's sort of like, I don't know, speaking mentors or people that you watch that you sort of patting yourself after? And then how do you build a business doing that? Because a lot of people try to break into the speaking game and they may be, you know, even gifted speakers, but they don't know how to connect business with speaking. How do I go out and get contracts? How do I get people to actually pay me? And how can I build a business and a brand around that? How did that all happen for you?
So when I was in college, I got introduced to two people, and one is Ed Barron, who was the first man that I saw stand on stage and make me feel something that had nothing to do with scripture or church or the Holy Ghost, but like moved my soul. And I was sitting in the back of our meeting room as a college athlete. And I waited for everybody to clear out that room. And I walked up to him and I was like, yo, man, you don't know me and I don't know you. But I need to know you, and not just know you, but I need to know your family. I need to come over for Sunday dinner. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We gonna be boys whether you want to or not.
Because I had never seen, outside of maybe like an artist or an athlete on stage, right? Somebody that looked like me that I felt like was glowing. Like this dude was like floating on the stage, and I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I want some of that. And so it was Ed and then Eric Thomas. I got introduced to ET. And when I went to our grad trip to Washington, D.C. and New York City, the whole trip, I just played his tape in my earphones. I mean, the whole trip. I'm working out, I'm running, I'm flying on the car. And I was like, I was just impacted. So when I got out into corporate America and I did everything society says you need to do in terms of go to school, get your education so you can get out and get a good job. Once I accomplished that and I got into corporate America and realized, oh, this is trash. This shit is trash, bro. Hold on. They lied. What
was wrong with it? Yeah. What was wrong with it? Why not just do it forever?
I had the opportunity to be a management trainee. So they were training me to take over my own branch. And I got the pleasure of sitting around all of these older men. I'm their youngest trainee, period. And I'm black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting in the office all day listening to these men
Watch
talk.
it. Look.
But I'm also watching the older men come in that do the hard labor. So I'm just like observing, but I'm listening to all of my older peers or bosses. But I'm not hearing them talk about how they love their life or like how they doing this and that's so great, or they're about to take this trip, or they all talking about, man, I work all week, go home, eat, drink beer, get up, do it all over again on the weekend. Because we was in San Diego, they like we shoot down to TJ and pick up women. And I was like, I don't really sound like y'all living. Those sound like y'all just existing.
Sure.
And one of the drivers They used to call him Chinito guy because he was like the darker Latino guy. And they used to be like, y'all brothers. Because I'm,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And we was cool, so it was no problem. But
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you look like the dude off of Savages. He liked the bad guy off of Savage, but he really did. And we would all be joking like that in the office.
Right.
And I remember I showed him the picture on a Friday. It stormed like crazy that weekend. And Monday when I came in, 6 a.m., everybody in the office got these long faces. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, like somebody died. And he like, they're like, yeah, Chinito guy died on his route over the weekend. And I was like, man, we was just joking on Friday. And he's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the job. And I remember, because I sit in the management meetings, they're trying to figure out how can they honor him at his funeral, but still get the workers to go deliver their route the same day. So they're like, oh, we could dress up his truck, load up the pallets as if we're honoring him. We could go to the service, and then after that, they could just get right back on to delivering. I'm like, my man gave 14 years here. Do we gonna act like we honor? So I started asking all of my bosses, is this always what you wanted to do with your life? Is this what you were passionate about? And I asked 6 different men all the way up to the regional VP, and they all told me no.
Wow.
And I was like, how come you never actually went to go follow a passion of yours?
Sure.
You know what those men said?
I got responsibilities.
Fear.
Fear.
They all said fear.
For sure.
And then they said, now I make $200,000-$300,000 a year, and I got a family, so it's unrealistic for me to go follow a passion. And I was 23 at the time, and I'm like, we used to sleep in the park. Ganesha Park in Pomona, if y'all know the town, you know.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah. You know.
Really there in my mother's van, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I know how to get here. What I got to be afraid of. So I was like, well, what can I do? And I was like, I can do what Eric and I can do what Ed does. And I was like, I got my own story. I just started studying speakers on YouTube. I quit my corporate job.
You quit?
I quit. I left.
What was the game plan?
Study speakers on YouTube. So what I did is I had a little bit of my savings. I started understanding how to save my money a bit. I knew that I would be able to get on unemployment for a little period of time. I was renting a room. I hadn't moved to downtown San Diego like I had planned. So I didn't lock myself in. I didn't get the S550 white Benz that I wanted. But what I did was, and I figured, taxes is coming up. I'll be able to get a nice little chunk of my tax return, and then that'll set me up. It didn't happen that way, but that was my thinking. And then I was like, by then I could figure out how to get on these stages. And I was like, well, I could speak in different arenas, but where should I start? And I was like, well, education might be the easiest barrier of entry. Plus, they have new kids every year. So they're never going to run out. And I wanted to speak to that generation and let them know there's multiple ways to skin this cat. They're only going to tell you this one. But look over here, check out over here, and then let's find what you're passionate about. And then you could figure out how to make money. And that's how I came up with Passion Over Paycheck. And then I wanted to communicate to my generation, the jig is up. They lied to us, bro. Like this work 40 years, and for a company that, first off, if you die, they're going to be figuring out how to replace you the same day. And then I wanted to speak to the generation before me and let them know it's never too late to pivot. When I read that Samuel L. Jackson didn't get his first real role till he was 35. Or Colonel Sanders didn't make KFC until he was in his 70s. Oprah was fired at 30. She hadn't even become Oprah yet. I was like, oh, we got time. Let's potentially we got time. So, that's how that's what fueled me going to do this.
So tell the listeners and the people that's watching this How do I now take that and build it and scale it so that I can live in a high rise overlooking all these buildings?
So as what I have learned is there's multiple ways to skin a cat, right? As I said, multiple ways to skin a cat. So first, I just read this book and it talked about burning the ships. The war general burnt the ships because he had 500 men, and the land they got to, they outnumbered him in some crazy number. But if they burned the ships, they had no choice but to win or perish. So that's what I did with my career. I quit, and that was me burning the ships.
Okay.
And some people think to get into entrepreneurship, that's the only way. And I'm like, no. You could stack bread, and on your off time and your, the time that you do have, you can invest your coins into that. There's multiple ways to skin this cat. But for the first 4 years, I want you to understand, I made no money as a public speaker because I did not know the business. I just wanted to speak, and I studied, and I understood kids need the ability to dream and how important imagination was.
Right.
So I'm going to schools like, studies show this, and 97% of the kids, they're geniuses at age 3 to 5, but by the time they turn 8, they drop to the 32 percentile. And by the time a teen becomes a teen, they drop to the 10%.
Right,
so I'm like, this is going to get me in.
Yeah.
And they didn't give two shits about that.
Care.
So it wasn't until I got my speaking coach, Coach V, who taught me the business.
What does that mean?
Of speaking.
The business.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a dichotomy there, and there's probably intersection somewhere around there as well. But I do find a lot of people that want to break into many different areas, right? Many different disciplines. And the thing that's really holding them back is not actually their talent. They are some of the most talented people. I think of my youngest brother.
Yeah.
But just may not know the business. So what is that, and how did Coach start to put you on game?
Yeah. So if you follow sports or music, right? The talent is the product, but Jerry Jones, Leor Cohen, all of the execs, they operate in the business of sports and entertainment. The talent typically just operates within the product. They are the product on the field, but all of the marketing, all of the advertising, the ticket sales, all of that is the business.
Okay.
So when I got into understanding or got into speaking, I just was the product. But I remember listening to Jay. I remember listening to Nip. Matter of fact, I used to listen to a song called All Get Right from Nipsey when I would drive into work every day. Right as I exit the freeway, I would play that song because it let me know I would be an owner one day.
Come on.
So when I got with Coach V, what he did is he helped me understand, kids are nice at this thing. But how you package it is everything. Who you target and the problem you solve is everything. So what problem are you solving, and who are you solving it for? How long is it going to take you to solve that problem for them? And then what's your price tag on that? And then you could start to build all of the ancillary things around that, your branding, how you look, and all of those things. So if it's somebody that's looking to break into my industry in motivational speaking, what problem are you solving and for who? How long does it take you to solve that problem?
I feel like that's one of the hardest things to figure out for a lot of entrepreneurs. Like they know it's hard to find that niche, right? It's hard to find, like, I know I want to make an impact, but I'm not sure how to narrow it down. Was that difficult for you? Because I would imagine you were gifted in like a lot of different areas. You could speak to lots of different, people and crowds. And was that challenging for you or not so much?
No, that wasn't challenging to me because I had already said, okay, I already put my target out there. And I was like, well, That's the lowest barrier of entry. Let me go speak here,
Right.
and then I could, get to the other spaces. And I was like, well, my message is this. Now, my message was different than what the consumer was looking for.
Oh, okay.
So I had to understand, okay, I'm talking about imagination and the ability to dream.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about that. They care about their bottom line. So how does what I do impact their bottom line? So in education, they wanted to know about, does it decrease poor behavior? Does it increase attendance, test scores, and graduation rates? So then I had to learn how to package what I do in helping kids learn the ability to dream and to maintain their imagination. I had to learn how to package that to say how this impacts these key areas that these decision makers are looking for. So when I come in and I say, hey, did you know that a child between the ages of 3 and 5 score in a genius category for imagination? So in 3 years, that number drops from 98% to 32%. Here's a gap that we see, and that's probably why you see a increase in poor behavior and a decrease in participation.
Now you're speaking to business. You're speaking a different
Hitting
language.
their bottom
bro.
line.
You were speaking a differently. You was speaking Spanish and they were speaking Russian.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to speak the
So
language.
So what I teach now as I coach speakers is I use Kanye as an example because Kanye is an anomaly in the world. He's been at the top of 3 different professions. I mean, the top. He said, I wanted to be a producer. He became a #1 producer.
He did.
He was like, oh, by the way, I can rap.
Yeah, I could rap.
He became the best rapper. And then he was like, hey, by the way, I'm Khan, the Louis Vuitton Don. I'm into fashion, and his fashion has made him actually a billionaire. The thing he did last made him a billionaire. So what I try to help people understand is, especially speakers, they come to me, I can speak to everybody.
Right.
I'm like, that's great. You could do it all. You just can't do it all at the same time. So what is most important to you, and what problem do you believe needs to be solved immediately? There's a difference. So I learned this on a webinar. I just sat on a webinar, and it was the difference between headaches. You ever had a headache?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Can you function with a headache?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take some Tylenol, aspirin.
Keep it
on
pushing.
roll. What about a migraine?
Yeah, I've had it. It's harder to battle through, but
They're different.
Yeah.
Right? A migraine can be debilitating at times, right? Like it could get into your eyes. You might need to, the day might be over. You know what I'm saying? Because they're named different because the intensity is different. So there's a difference between solving headaches, like imagination and the ability to dream, and migraine headaches, like poor behavior, attendance, graduation rates. These are the things that they gotta affect right now. If you solve this right now, their whole world changes.
sure.
Right? If you solve the headache, they was gonna function anyway.
Right.
But the migraine is debilitating. So what's debilitating to an organization or a consumer? And if you solve that, they'll pay you whatever you're asking for. And that's what I had to learn. So Coach V, sitting on the webinar, I'm blanking on my man's name because I would love to give him credit, but Arel Moody taught me this. And once I learned that and understanding who am I targeting first and foremost, we went from 10,000 to 32,000 to 100,000, and then it's been up ever since.
So I want to ask you about the first time you hit 100,000. Let's rewind. Why didn't you quit for 4 years? You said you didn't make any money.
Because I burned the ships.
No, the ships were burned, bro. You
was
wasn't
nowhere for me
making
to
no
go.
money.
I was driving Uber. Matter of fact, I used to drive Uber and Lyft, I swear to you, outside
What
this
is wrong
building.
with you? For 4 years.
Man,
Why are you still pursuing this?
We slept at the park, man. We stayed, when I say we lived,
Why did you want it so bad?
I got 14 siblings. I got over 30 nieces and nephews. Somebody. We used to joke like this when we was in the van. Hey, out of all of mama kids, somebody got to do something great. And I used to be in the back like, and I'm going to be the one. Because I thought it was going pro. I thought that's how I was going to do it. But after all of the injuries and everything, and that wasn't looking right, I had to find another route. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for anybody, if you want to get into entrepreneurship, if you want to get into speaking, whatever it is that you want to do, as soon as you make that thing about more than you, as soon as it's not about you, there is no quit there. Because as soon as you're ready to give up, you begin thinking about why you started in the first place. And it was never about you anyway. So what you're going through in the moment isn't really affecting you like that, because you already knew I had to sacrifice to get anything great. I told you, Uncle D-Rock, 5:30 a.m., that was painful. I'm 8, 9 getting up to go run hills, but I knew I had to put in this extra work when nobody was watching me. So when I'm driving Lyft and Uber, ain't nobody in that car with me except the passengers. Nobody knew that I was going through relationship problems, because they like, why don't you just go get a gig? Oh, you got a master's degree, you could go teach. You already, rose in 24 Hour Fitness, you could just go back there. But the conversation I had with God wasn't a conference call. That was a one-on-one.
Stop it. Stop it. Did you just say the conversation I had with God wasn't a conference call?
It wasn't a conference call. Wasn't a two-way. It was just me and God.
Wow, bro.
I'm not the heaviest scripture, heaviest religion guy, but I got supreme faith. And I know if God is supposed to be your father or the higher power, you're supposed to be able to have a conversation, not beg, not cower, not. If you really connected to the source. And what the source told me is, I want you to go off and impact people.
What's up, fam? I hope that you're enjoying this episode. Listen, I want to invite you to a 3-day experience that you will never forget. We call it Master Your Money Challenge. Let me break it down for you. If you're at a place in your life and in your business right now to where you're doing well financially, but you know there's an entirely different mountain to climb, I want to invite you to spend 3 days with myself and my team as I help you not just figure out how to make more money, but exactly in specific steps on what to do with it. Day 1, you're really going to learn how to get clear on what it is that you want to do, the goals that you have in the future, and then we're going to build your own personalized financial roadmap. Day number 2, you're going to build the 3 plans that have gotten me to making multi-millions in investing, to where we really focus on being safe, being comfortable, and building a plan for wealth. And then on day 3, we're going to dive in and really go through all the different investing vehicles, which is going to be best for you and give you the greatest maximum returns. Go ahead and click the link right here in the show notes, and we hope that you join us. We'll talk to you soon.
Right? When I went to my grad trip to Washington, D.C. and New York City, I flew alone. All of the guys flew together, and they went to Boston first, and then met us in D.C. And then the girls flew together. I flew by myself. I don't know why. I just did. And when I got to the airport, I was walking to the terminal where you go, TSA, going through TSA where you put your bags down. And there was this guy who was, everybody's walking this way, he's looking back, looking at the crowd coming to him. I'm like, that's odd. I got my headphones, I'm not thinking nothing of it. So he goes, now I've approached him and now walking past him, and now he's talking to me. And I'm thinking it's strange, but it's airport. So he's like, yo, where you headed? I was like, oh man, I'm headed to DC for my grad trip. He's like, oh man, DC's nice, man. My wife's from DC. I was like, where you headed? He tells me, and then now he's putting his stuff in the TSA thing. I'm like, bro was just looking for somebody, but I'm in the midst of this. So he goes, somebody says something to him and he says, praise God. And then he looks at me, he's like, are you a believer? Stone cold. I'm like, yeah. He was like, it's great because I've been talking to God all day. And he told me to tell you, you're a future leader of this nation.
Come on, prophesied over me, brother.
I'm 22.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're a future leader of this nation. Do you believe that? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need to because I've been talking to God all day. And I'm like, so we going through TSA, and then they pull him to the side for his bag. So I go through TSA and I sit down at this seat and I'm like, yo, when Buddy walked by, like, I need some answers. Like, I don't, what the, mind you, I told you I just had ET in my ear talking all of the, you know what I'm saying, motivation. But he walks past me and I can't get up. I literally cannot get out of my seat. And I watch him walk past me all the way down to where I can't see him anymore. And I feel this release and I get up. And I walk to my terminal. And that set on me before I even got into corporate America. So as I started talking to God and trying to understand, yo, what is this? What's going on, my guy? Like, so once I made the commitment to go forth in what I was doing, when it got bleak and my car was repossessed in front of me, when I couldn't pay the rent for the room that I was staying in, I would have these moments where I would talk to God and I'd be like, you said, if I do this, then you'll do what you're supposed to do. It's your time to shine now because I'm doing everything you asked me to do.
It's a contract.
And I'm not complaining about it. It's your time. And just like that, something to come through.
Man, let's go.
So a long way to say I just had to have supreme faith and have that conversation back to God.
That's literally all I can do. It's just, that's the difference.
Yeah.
It's you kind of got to be a little crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean,
everybody else.
Yes.
Absolutely.
In the face of, bro, you really should turn back.
It's all there, man.
And you say, no. It's very odd, but I love it. The money starts to come in. You said we went from 10 and then eventually we hit 32,000. You know exactly what it was.
Every dollar. I know every dollar. I know when it came in. I know how it came. I know who it came from.
32. And then it went to what?
100,000.
100,000?
Yeah.
So when you get the first 100,000 month, what is that like?
Me and Ronnie, we turn on Nipsey's song. Anytime we hit a milestone, we just do this to each other. Hopefully you can edit this out because this is just a song, so I'm gonna give you just one.
Give it to us real.
He's like, thought I had it wrong. Now them niggas know I had it right. And when I heard Nipsey say that, it just let us know, only you know. Only you know. So when we would say that as we would hit these milestones, that was confirmation to the folks that thought I was ludicrous. You got the master's degree, bro. What you mean you leaving your corporate job to speak to kids? How they make money that way? What did you see doing that? What? Who? Wait, oh, Eric, just because he? That's one guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you Les Brown? You know what I'm saying? But again, it wasn't a conference call, and I couldn't really explain it to everybody. So when it would hit, it was just my moment to look the guy and be like, you said,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give you the credit every time. I guess that was a part of our
Yeah.
covenant. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It ain't me. And it never was about the money. Just other people need that vanity metrics. I was impacting people already. You know what I'm saying? I recently did a TED talk, right? And people hear that I do a TED talk and they like I won the Super Bowl. It's, oh my God, you know what's crazy to do a TED talk? I'm like, you know how long I've been saving lives?
Yeah.
You need that vanity metric to solidify your belief in me, but I already been doing this. You know what I'm saying? So before I made 100,000, I already saved a life. I already prevented a suicide. That might have been all I was supposed to do. And a parent could never repay me for that, or the spirit that moves through me to do that.
Sure. Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's so funny. You know, so much of my mission these days is I found out about investing late. And I shouldn't say late, but for me, knowing what I know now, you know, I got lucky, I think, in a lot of ways because I just moved with different people and different people would show up in my life and kind of tell me, hey, like, you're on this path. It looks like you're going to start doing very well. Start doing X, Y, and Z with your money.
Did you say you were on a path?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were already on a path.
Yeah.
And you met someone while on your journey because they were divinely where they were supposed to be and you were divinely where you were supposed to be. Ain't no luck in that. Because if you did not go, if you stopped the journey, if you turned back, guess who you don't meet?
Yeah, I wouldn't have met.
You don't meet the next person to give you this next bit of information. If I turned back years ago, we not having this conversation right now.
And we definitely not having it here.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what we definitely not having it here. We would have had it in Ganesha Park.
I wanted to jump in there because I don't want people to feel like this is some mythical thing and you gotta be selective. We all chosen because we made it here, but are you on your journey and have you committed to it? The only reason that guy spoke to me at the airport is because I went to school, which school ain't the end all be all, but that was my journey. I did that. I took 18 units back to back to graduate on time. I did a whole bunch of things to get out of there on time and to get to grad school. So I was on my journey and divinely that person was placed where I was supposed to be. And that's why I say everybody should follow their passion before a paycheck because you're going to be where you're supposed to be.
Yes, sir.
Right on time. Coach V was right on time. When I went back to APU and Coach Caesar was like, oh, you need to speak to V. V's my guy. Go talk to Coach V. He'll help you out. I was divinely in the right place at the right time, but I was already on my journey for 4 years. But if I had stopped 3.5 years, guess who I would have never met? Coach V, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So while on your journey of investment, you were committed and you ran into the right person. And then what did you get?
Yeah. Well, he just taught me the money game. He says, you know, I started when I was young, like you. I was probably like 34, 35. And he says, you're going to make a lot more money than me, but you have to be smarter with it. And I think what's interesting is we were kind of talking off camera. And, you know, in my podcast, I'm always asking people like you, one, how do you build this incredible business and this incredible brand? It's so difficult to do for many, many people. But two, like, what do you invest in? And you had the coldest answer ever. What did you say? And I couldn't help but laughing because it is so uniquely you, but it is a big part of your mission and why I feel like you're here on earth. So you said, I invest in
people.
I invest in people.
Human capital. I don't care what technology comes and how much AI advances. The soul of a human can never be duplicated. Everybody is a one of one. This finger here is your unique ticket and stamp to leave your own mark on this world. So if we invest in people, if we invest in human capital, what can we accomplish? You get what I'm saying? I remember Tupac saying, I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, but I will spark the brain that will change the world. I don't believe he was talking about one person. I believe that he was talking about impacting multiple lights, helping light the tunnel for multiple people. Because I was listening to Tupac and he was giving me Black empowerment and making me feel good to be a Black boy and what it would be like to become a Black man. You know what I'm saying? So understanding that human capital is our greatest resource. If we go, this world cease to exist anyway in the ways that we know it. So I could do it for the most money. Yeah, I can invest in things for the most money. But the longest tenured person in my company, she started off as a volunteer. We went to high school together. She used to drive 2 hours every day just to go do standing work to make ends meet. She started off volunteering. She sat with me every day. She learned my language. She learned the way that I operate and how we were building this business. And she became the number 3 in our company, telling people what to do, and became this, you know what I'm saying, leader and boss lady, and you know what I'm saying, telling me what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That human capital, changing that person's life, and her being able to see somebody that she went to school with that was a knucklehead, that was out there, you know what I'm saying, about to throw his life away, to turn around and be able to save lives in our own community. There's nothing more powerful than that, in my opinion. So how many more of those people can we impact along the way? It could be money. It could be the knowledge. That gentleman taught you the money game. But what did that do for your family?
Change the legacy.
And now you're here interviewing other people, getting the nuggets to put online to change. You don't know who's going to be sitting there watching one of your interviews and be like, I remember watching Jamil and, oh man, he said, or somebody on his pod said, and he taught me the money game and it changed the legacy of my family. That's what I mean when I say humans. I invest in humans.
I love it, man, because we've done this with so many people. And I mean, it's just natural. It's not good. It's not bad. But naturally, the conversation goes in a different direction. But I think it speaks so clearly to who you are.
Yeah.
Right. To just uniquely who you are. Talk about culture. When I started making, I also remember having my 10K month and my 30K month. I was mad at 20. Thought I should be making more. I remember 83 was significant for me because somebody had challenged me to, you know, hit 1 million in a year. I remember 100 and so on and so forth. But I remember when I got to like 18, not even before that.
Can you say 18 again? 18 for the people. What's 18?
18,000 a month.
Okay.
I already had a spreadsheet of stuff I was going to buy. Okay.
Yeah.
I had 18,000 was gone, bro.
That's it, bro. Yeah.
It was already gone.
Yeah.
I was going to put a down payment on a 7 Series BMW. I was going to get a presidential Rollie. I was anything that I can buy, that I could finance. It was a whole list. And I look back on it now. I'm 44 now, but this is probably like I'm 36 at the time, maybe 37, 36. And I think so much of that was just shaped by what I saw on TV, what I saw on Instagram, what I saw online, what I saw from people who I were inspired by as well. And what was actually taught to me was the opposite of that. I guess my question to you is, what is your thought on that, and where do you see culture playing a role in that?
So culture is everything, because the culture that you're raised in is often how you're going to navigate as soon as you become your own man or your own woman. That's all you know until you get exposed to something different. So culture is huge, right? And you wanting to buy the presidential, me wanting to get the all white S550 Benz, right? You wanting to put down on the BMW, right? That was us trying to please the little boy inside of us that never got it, right? Like that I already had the money spent.
It was gone.
How did you already have the money spent? Because you had saw what you wanted that you could not get. If your dad rode around in that BMW, if he already had the presidential and gifted it to you as your graduation gift, or, you know what I'm saying? If you got you wouldn't have needed that.
Right.
Our culture, we don't have it. So the first thing we want to do once we get it is go get it. I got a pair of J's over there, black and gold. They ones, because when I was in high school, everybody got the ones, but I couldn't get them.
Couldn't get them.
And I started selling all of the illegal products I could because no longer was folks about to be walking around what I couldn't get.
Right.
So culture is important. And here's what I understand. We come from a hip hop influenced culture in America, being black. I love hip hop. There's things that they did not inform us of, though. I didn't know when they would shoot the videos of Rockefeller, they would have tape at the bottom. So once the video shoot was over, they could take them back.
Right.
I didn't know they were renting the cars to show this lifestyle, to make it desirable, but that wasn't actually all yours. I didn't know Birdman didn't own all 50 whips he was talking about, because they didn't give us the business side of the culture that they were influencing, right? So I think if we taught the business sides of it, because Dame Dash, Jay-Z, Biggs, Master P, they were businessmen. When Snoop went to when he went to work with No Limit, Snoop taught him how to be a businessman. When Death Row, they just used him as a product for his talent. So culture is so huge, because it's going to make the young man want to buy the S550 Benz so he could look good, but don't know if he can maintain the payments, don't know how long he gonna be able to keep it. But you know what I'm saying? What did Jay-Z say? I'm trying to live it to the limit and love it a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna be here anyway. So that scarcity mentality, and I don't see that I'm gonna be 21, 25, 30.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend it because I don't know how long I'm going to get it anyway. So culture is so crucial, and it's important for us to teach the back end pieces of culture. So, you know, I know you lacking. I know you don't got it. I know your mama never had it. But if you just hold on a little longer and you find something that you're passionate about, and when the bread come in, if we strategically put it here, eventually you'll be able to get everything you wanted. And beyond that, you'll be able to get other people what they need and want. You know what I'm saying? I told you when I got to college, I used a bed sheet from my roommate. When my little sister graduated high school, I was able to fly to Houston, throw her a graduation party, put racks in her pocket as a graduation gift, fly back, take my little brother with me to fly her to North Carolina to move her into her dorm so she didn't have to do that alone. Her roommate was already there with no family, no essentials. So when I took my little sister to go get everything she needed for her dorm, you family now too. You coming with us too. Whatever she get or whatever you need, you put in your basket too. My little sister just graduated. And her roommate was like, "Is your brother coming?" Because I just want to hug him and tell him thank you. Because she was graduating. And when my little brother graduated high school, I was able to do the same thing for him. That's small, but it's so big.
It's so big.
It's so big.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an emotional dude, man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I try to let my rawness go.
So what I tell people is like, usually your why isn't a what, it's a who. And that's all that I hear that's screaming out of you. And you said it, when it can become bigger than you. And when you make it about, when you make the mission and the message about others, then you can do the most incredible things. And I think that's what we've seen with you. So much respect. I think just a little bit ago, you were telling me about, to piggyback on that, something that I think it was your brother, maybe your baby brother, maybe the one you were just talking about. He said something to you that made, I think, the biggest impact. And I think you guys may have been driving to the airport or something like that. Correct me. But
Yeah.
what did he say, and why did that make such a big impact?
We were sitting in front of the stadium. We took a drive when my little sister was finishing packing her dorm. So he and I took just a man drive, and we parked in front of the stadium. We both played ball, so we just sitting there talking. And when we get to the end of our conversation, he goes, "I just want to thank you." And I'm like, "For what?" And he like, "Because you make me feel like I could do anything."
Mm.
And I'm like, "Yo, my job is done, baby brother, because you absolutely can. You could be 10 times better than me, different. You don't got to do what I do. You don't got to, you know what I'm saying, the way I live, that don't got to be your route. But whatever you want to dive into, you could go way further than me, because I didn't get the game until later. And I've been trying to give it to you from the start. You chose to transfer schools. That was a man decision. That's your first real man decision. Not just going to college, but saying, I'm leaving this one and going over here. You got to make it right. And we're here to support you. And that's what I've been looking to do, is showcase there's kings in our family, and we could build more. And every time I let them know, yo, when I did this for you, when Jay and Black, Jay paid my phone bill when I was in high school, when I was in college, that was his contribution, and that is as much as he could do. When I needed to test out of math, guess who found somebody who was a straight A student? He just happened to be a smoker, and he brought him to APU and helped me pass this math class. Black did that. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? When I needed somebody to show up at the games, guess who was there every Saturday? I was Black. That's how they did for me. So what I'm doing for y'all is the same amount that they did for me. It's just what I can do.
Yes.
And y'all, it's about to be y'all time to do it for our nieces and nephews. Only difference is I'm going to be right there with you. So, man, when he told me that, man, not mission complete, but that's it's the best gift I could give my brother.
Yeah. I think on that note, man, I think we have uncovered what the difference is. Man, thank you for letting us roll through, invade your space, all up in your grill. It's been an honor, man. I knew that I was going to enjoy this conversation because I felt like I had known you just going through everything. And within the first video, I sat back, I was at my desk, and I was like, this dude, like, he's legit. And I think that I'm pretty decent at what I do, but I watch. It just took one video, and I said, he's supremely gifted, but it's more than that. And coming in here, I'm piecing it all together, from the strategy, from the discipline, from all of the things, man. I appreciate you. You working on anything that these guys need to know about? How can they find you?
Yeah.
How can we get connected?
Yeah, absolutely. First, just let me say, man, your gift will make room for you. And every single one of you has it. You just have to find out what that is. And if you get still and you have that one-on-one call, look at your life. It's there already. I've always been this person. I just had to bring it out. Education comes from the Latin word educu, which means to educe, and that's to bring out of. It's already in you. So when you say, oh man, I'm this great speaker, I'm just leaning into my gift, and I've worked at it relentlessly to sharpen. And from there, me being good at what I do and understanding how difficult it was for me, I wanted to help cut other people's learning curve in half. And that's why I launched my coaching program, Outspoken, to train the next set of entrepreneurs how to understand their story, tell it in a way that's compelling, and package it in a way that speaks to their ideal client's migraine headaches. And there's a certain feeling I get when I get on stage. I'm at home. And I hadn't felt that experience again until I started coaching. And I'm excited. Outspoken, the Speaker's Blueprint, man, that is what is at the forefront of my mind.
Okay.
That is what we're focused on. And then I'm setting up my college tour because it's nothing like those young adults that are about to hit society. And if I can impact them right before they get out there and get in this jungle, I always want to do that. So those are the two things that are at the forefront of what we got going on, man. And it's a special time to impact the next generation of change makers.
You're absolutely doing that, man. I think your life, your mission, your calling, I think everything about you, it just screams you can do better. And it's bigger than you. Thanks so much for letting us come in. You guys go connect with him. We'll have all of his details in the show notes. If you were not inspired by this conversation, that I got to come to where you are and inject you with something. But you guys go follow and tap into Oliver. Be well. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Man.